I quickly learned which berries were safe to pick and which could poison you just from touching them. He said there's a lot of deadly plants around, so it's best to ask him if I'm not sure. It was like he knew everything. I suppose when you only have yourself to depend on, you have to be a walking oh my god, encyclopedia. Sorry, I was trying to remember how to say it. I was like, wait a moment. It's been a long time since we even read one, right? Yeah. His eyes lit up as he explained topic after topic. It was obvious he really enjoyed having someone to talk to. It's actually a little sad that he's been alone all these years.
Oh, I kind of forgot about it before, but do you ever cook anything? I notice you've only eaten vegetables and fruits.
Cook anything?
Yeah, like on a stove. Or maybe you just use a fire.
I don't know why, but suddenly I'm like feeling like it was like what, 5 minutes ago. I started feeling like the volume of their voices. Is it lower? Do you understand? I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. But it was like 5 minutes ago. I started noticing it seems like it's lower.
I'm actually pretty good at cooking.
It's the same thing.
No, I don't usually. Fire is... No, I usually just eat fresh food.
Huh, I see. Well, I'd love the chance to cook for you at some point.
The sun was high overhead, swimming in the vast blue sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight, yet it still felt cool as a soft breeze washed over us. We've spent the day so far wandering from place to place, exploring and talking. Aurelia Cavella felt like so long ago already. Honestly, it was fun. Like it just passed one day or something, like two days, dudes. And Aurelia Cavella is like, it felt like so long ago. What? My chest felt light for the first time in days, just like hanging out with a friend. It felt normal. Slowly, with all the time in the world, he'd been collecting items from the riverbank Will met at just yesterday. A worn blanket, slightly damp, but Fawn assures me it's still usable. A vase, the handle of a door.
Where does all this stuff come from, anyway?
I glanced towards Fawn, who was struggling with a mountain of random objects in his arms. He'll drop something, go to pick it up, then drop 5 more things in the process.
Give me some of those.
Thank you. As for where it all comes from...
He looked out in the distance, quiet for a moment.
I think this river connects to a large town, not far from here. I guess they must dump things into the river, and they come downstream and get caught on the banks. Giving them another use is better than letting them sit here. It makes me sad to see the wilderness so full of trash.
Well, we do have a river running through town. I've never seen anyone dump anything in it, though.
There's just so much here. It's hard to believe it was all just dumped.
It could be a different town. I've never been there, so I'm not sure.
There he goes again.
What do you mean? It could only be Aurelia Cavella.
But there's a few other places nearby, too.
Are you sure you aren't a little confused?
Yeah, his mind is really like set. Yeah, brainwash it.
Where else would there be? It's just the forest.
But you need to imagine this, which is like if you grew up talking about the Amish in here. If you grew up with this notion of only this existed and nothing more, Like sometimes I even think about like the old times, like right at the beginnings or something. Like people would probably have like this notion that it was just, I don't know, their territory and probably like a neighbor one, and that's it. Do you understand? It would probably be like, no, it's just this, you know, nothing else exists, it's just this. Maybe it was like that. Imagine like when you have like no notion that somewhere beyond some walls or a forest or something, that nothing else exists, you know.
I don't think there would be a lot of others like you living out here.
But that's not.
Before Fawn could respond, we heard a low growl come from the bushes to the left of us. I didn't even have time to think. Neither of us had a chance to react before an animal bounded out of the grass straight towards me.
Watch out!
I braced myself for impact, but it never came. Instead, I was shoved and fell to the ground. From the ground, I finally got a good look at the thing that was slowly circling around Fawn. It was small and gray, teeth buried in a snarl. A wolf. It must be young by the size of it. Well, that's another misconception that we have nowadays, that wolves are like these giant wolves that sometimes you see on movies, you know. The wolves that we have nowadays, they are not that big. I mean, you might find some bigger ones in some particular parts. I'm talking about what is the name of like that land that you also have? Oh my god, it's not coming to me. I love it, and I even love that part. It's not coming. Whatever. You have like some wild parts in the world where they might be a bit bigger, but they are not going to be like, sometimes they just like put it in movies, okay? They are not going to be like that big. It's the fantasizing of things. Its dark eyes were set on Fawn and moving. We have some in here. Not many. We do have some wolves in here. And they are not as big as people put them, okay? They are probably as big as you. If you are in the US, you already saw your coyotes. They are not much bigger than that, the ones we have in here. They are not as much bigger than that. No, they are not. That's why I'm saying, unless like, oh man, it's not. It starts with an A, I think. It's not coming to me. Whatever, it's going to come. It's going to come like in half an hour or something. It's not coming now. But they are not going to be as huge as people are probably thinking about. They are, you know. Oh, yeah, they can hurt you anyway. Yeah, no one is saying that. No one, even a tiny one. Yeah, of course, no one is saying that. Before it could get to me, Fawn pushed me away and took my place. What's he thinking? Knowing here, it's more like they don't even get next to you. They just, you know, they prefer to. They prefer to be on their own, and when they see people, they usually even just like go away. They don't. They kind of like more fear us than actually coming to attack us. In here, at least, it's more like that. This is dangerous. Fawn stared back at the furious animal, not backing down. He slowly took small steps away from the animal, careful not to show his back.
Raen, just get up slowly and sneak away. I'll deal with this.
The hesitation was gone from his voice. The jittery, nervous Fawn I'd gotten used to was nowhere in sight.
Leave! We aren't scared of you!
In large motions, he waved his arms as he shouted. He was either trying to scare it or distract it long enough for me to get away.
Raen, quickly!
His voice was quiet but powerful, commanding. making sure not to make too sudden of a movement. I crept up from my place on the rocky ground, shuffling away from both Fawn and the wolf. My heart was beating a million times a second. I could hear the pounding in my ears and felt it throughout my whole body. Please, lords, let them not hear it too. Fawn glanced at me out of the corner of his eye, still not turning away from the wolf.
Go back to the house. I'll leave after you.
I can't leave you here! You could.
Yeah, it's more in the north of the world that you can still find them. Yeah, it is true. It's more in the north. In here is also more in the north of our country that we still find some. If both started and was over in the blink of an eye. Yeah, I mean, you could help me. You could. As always, you don't say nothing. Yeah, you only speak when you want to speak. The Alaska. See, I got it. Yeah, but like in Russia, you still have a lot of places where you can still find wolves too. Yeah, it's more like in those places. When the wolf was directly over his head, he lifted his arms just enough to touch it and threw it into the river. The wolf crashed into the water, splashing about and whining loudly.
Quick, now!
We both picked up the pace, running away from the river as fast as possible. Fawn grabbed my arm and pulled me along in a vice-like grip. Behind us, all he could hear was furious splashing.
I thought we were meant to go slowly!
There's no time. Just go!
Fawn nearly pushed me up the rope, hurrying me to his house. As soon as he reached the top, he pulled it up after us. I collapsed to the floor in a heap, panting. Fawn did the same.
What just happened?
I don't know. They've never been aggressive towards me before.
To be honest, I would be more scared of a big bear. I would. Like, maybe because we have some wolves in here and they usually they don't care, they just go away. I don't think bears act in the same way. I think bears are more into we don't care, we're going to attack you, you know? So I'm like, I think I would be more scared of a bear, honestly.
We're friends. Or at least, I thought we were. He usually listens to me. I feed him when I can.
My breathing may have nearly returned to normal, but my heartbeat was nowhere close. I looked over towards Fawn. Something red was dripping down onto the wooden floor.
What? You're hurt!
With a downcast expression, he rolled up his sleeve and examined his arm. Long red lines of blood dripped down and splattered against the floorboards, standing out as clear as day. He hid it behind his back, like a child with something they shouldn't have.
We have to bandage it or something.
I know a little bit of first aid, enough to help look after the kids at home. But is it enough for this? He had piles and piles of random bits of cloth around the room. But every time I tried to pick one up...
Wait, not that one. I just found that the other day.
Fine. If you really won't let me bandage it, then at least let me look at your arm.
I didn't wait for his objection. He turned his arm to face me. I think the blood made it look a lot worse than it was, but it still looked quite painful. I reached out to take hold of it.
You could have been killed. You need to be more.
Lies. You have been lied to.
Man, it really sounds like it's a lot lower than it was. Why do I keep feeling this?
Protect him. Destiny, open your arms. Take his pain.
You know, I've been thinking, could this guy actually be the Lucius guy? I was like, maybe it's us, but then when I saw this guy, I was like, maybe it is this guy and not the other way around. We don't know. Where am I? A loud voice boomed through my ears. I couldn't see anything. It was just me, the darkness, and that voice. In the distance, I could see a light, bright like the sun on an early summer's day. I reached out towards it, my fingertips barely brushing against the cool radiance.
Rain, what's wrong?
See, like, I put it louder and it's still in the same level. Don't get this. When I opened my eyes, I hadn't moved after all. I was still in Fawn's house, holding on to his arm. As soon as my fingertips touched Fawn, my vision went black. What just happened? The darkness was gone, and so was the voice. Everything was back to normal. Before I could open my mouth, a bright light flashed out between Fawn's arm and my hand. The pain started in my fingertips and traveled upwards, all through my arm, an agonizing burning pain, not unlike that day. Before my eyes, the wound on Fawn's arm stitched back together, until all that was left was a line of dried blood.
Huh?
My arms began to ache in response. When I rolled up my sleeve to look, my jaw nearly hit the ground.
What is this?
It hurts. Blood started to run down my arm and drip into Fawn's wooden floor, just like his did only a moment ago. It really hurt. Is this what Fawn felt? The same gash that was on Fawn's arm was now on mine. I locked eyes with Fawn. He looked just as confused as I did.
Huh? What did you just do?
That wasn't you?
He shook his head lightly, eyes wide. My mouth hung open in shock. I have absolutely no clue what just happened.
I don't know. I've never... This has never happened before. It's like
It's like you healed me, but now you have it instead. So I guess it's more like you took on my injury in my stead?
What? Just then?
Everything you do in life has an equal reaction and consequence. So...
Ouch. You didn't tell me it hurt this much.
He really was hiding how painful this is. Although, let me tell you something. People feel pain in different ways. So, something that, imagine in a situation like this, maybe his body, Fawn's body, reacted to the pain in a certain way, and now Rain's body is reacting to the pain in another way. This is also something that actually happens with us. And for instance, for a really, really long time, I already told you I have a disease. And for a really, really long time, the doctors probably thought that I was like crazy because I was having pains with things that were not that painful. But because I have an inflammatory disease, all of that pain, it's like not doubled, but kind of like tripled. So everything hurted 3 times plus. Do you understand? So this is also a thing that In reality, we cannot see it like this because each person's body can react in different ways because we also have different conditions, different genes, and all of it. Oh, I inherited from my grandma, in terms of like my father's mother. I inherited, yeah. She died very young because of it, and I think they thought that it ended in there, but no, it continued through the family.
When I touched you, I heard the same voices that have been in my dreams lately. But this time, they were clearer.
Yeah, of course, it's very confining, right? It's very confining. And it's confining in a lot of ways, in everything that I do, in everything that I eat, and in a lot of ways. And I'm the type of person, as you saw, like they already said in here, I'm the type of person that I go to other countries, and I like to move out, and then I have like these issues coming along with me. So yeah.
They told me it was my job to protect you. That I'd been lied to. Something about destiny. But my destiny.
I thought back on the judgment I received 18 years ago, the fate that's controlled my whole life up until now, and will continue to do so for the rest of my life. The judgment that I was reminded of at every opportunity, even if I succeeded, I was pushed back down. After all, what could a useless boy with a useless judgment do in life? It's not something I want to talk about, not yet.
The judgment I was given when I was born, it was nothing like this. What could this even mean?
Fawn stopped again, thinking.
But destiny is what you make of it, right? If you just live your life to what someone told you so long ago, you'll never get anywhere. It's not like you don't have the power to change it.
The destinies we receive are never wrong, though. The speaker is never wrong.
I looked down at the cut on my arm again, like, see how he's like, no, the speaker is never wrong because we were brainwashed to think like this. My destiny couldn't be wrong. I suddenly remembered the morning I woke up in the forest, the flowers that hadn't been there the night before. Did I have something to do with that? Maybe Fawn is onto something. Or maybe not, I don't know. Despite his temperament, Fawn really has a way with words. I think I almost believe in what he's saying.
I guess I better bandage this after all.
Yeah. Let me help you.
Even though he refused a moment ago, he quickly wrapped my arm up, not missing a beat. No matter how closely I looked at my wound, it didn't go anywhere. It was really there. That really just happened. This could be an amazing gift, but I couldn't help but think about how dangerous it could be too. And how come this has never happened before? How could something like this happen out of nowhere? What triggered it?
Oh, Fawn?
He jumped, surprised when I called out to him suddenly.
You were really cool back there, though. I really felt like I could depend on you.
His face flared up again, as red as a rose.
Who knew you could be so dashing?
After everything that happened, it was finally starting to get dark out. The sun was setting over the horizon, leaving the forest cold and quiet.
Actually, there's one other place I'd like to show you today.
Is that a good idea? Do you think the wolf is gone?
Yeah. We'll be going the opposite direction, so... I wasn't actually going to show you this, in case it frightened you. But I feel like I should. It's the right thing to do.
We finished wrapping my injury in makeshift bandages, and I pulled my sleeve down. What does he mean, in case it frightened me?
What is it?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. but I think you've already seen the effects of it. If your arm isn't hurting too badly, will you come with me? I know how much it hurt, so you don't have to force yourself.
He doesn't usually look so serious, and his words are making me a little nervous, especially after what happened earlier. But I guess after his performance before, I feel like I can depend on him if anything goes wrong. Plus, I've got to show him that I can protect him too.
Yeah, sure.
I followed Fawn down the ladder and through the growing darkness. This time we walked for what felt like forever, on and on. Everything looked the same, as if we were going in circles. My arm throbbed with every step, but there wasn't much I could do about it. I just had to suck it up. It was already pitch black out here. I hope Fawn knows his way. I watched Fawn's back whilst I walked. He had slim shoulders and a small figure, but he still looked fit. Maybe even more than me. He's probably strong too. Muscular, but so slim. I guess living out here, he would have to be pretty in shape. I wonder how long he's truly been alone and why. It isn't my place to be nosy, but I can't help but wonder. I don't think he wants to talk about it though, and I won't push him. His short hair was messy from running earlier, well, messier than it usually was, which is saying something since it's usually pretty wild anyway. At least he's not injured anymore. I felt at my arm just to confirm the bandage was actually there. Yeah, it was. It really happened. I pulled up my sleeve enough to glance at my other arm. The markings still stood against my skin as much as the day they appeared. These markings, those dreams, Fawn's injury. What connects them? Is it all just one big coincidence? No matter how much I turned these thoughts around in my head, I wasn't getting anywhere. Nothing made sense.
Whoa.
Absorbed in my thoughts, I bumped straight into Fawn when he suddenly stopped in his tracks.
Shh. Look.
I peered out over his shoulder. My body instantly stiffened up.
What? What is that?
The forest in front of us was filled with some kind of blue, glowing mist that gently swayed back and forth to an unseen rhythm. The color was unnatural, yet beautiful. In the haze, I could almost see faces, blue, lifeless faces. 1 second they were there, and the next there was nothing, as if my mind was playing tricks on me.
The forest spirits. They're angry.
I listened closely to him, my breath stuck in my throat. We stood a distance from the mist and peered out between the trees.
They didn't originally come from here. The town to the west of here. The one that you're so sure is your home. Every once in a while, they dump things out here. Most of the time, you wouldn't be able to tell what they are. But sometimes, they're still whole.
I gulped. A cold sweat ran down my back and my hands shook. I tried to hide them from Fawn, who looked as calm as ever.
Things?
I think you already encountered it before. The arm you found before we met. They've always been here, since before I came. But they're angrier. More now than ever. It's like they're sticking around for some reason, but they don't really want to be here. I can't think of any reason for such a large amount of bodies to be piled up the way they are. Lately, the flowers haven't bloomed as early. The leaves have fallen from the trees much more quickly. Fruits and vegetables barely grow. The animals stay in my house for safety or hide far away. Something's going on. Plus, that wolf from earlier. The forest seems angry, like it's lashing out at something that hurt it.
I thought back to home, to Aurelia Cavella.
They've been dumping bodies out here?
Yeah, let me tell you something. Even we, as people that eat meat, and in terms of the predators too, let me tell you something. Sure, they can attack you. Sure, they can feed on you. But one thing that you might not know is that we, and even they, we prefer to eat meat of animals, or even if they were like eating human meat, that come from animals that are not carnivorous. Do you understand what I'm trying to say in here? Yeah, it is true. Have you noticed that? That most of the meat that we eat comes from animals that are not carnivorous. And people that sometimes eat like those strange foods that's got from animals that are carnivorous, even they say that the meat of a carnivorous animal does not taste the same as an herbivorous one. Yeah. It's kind of funny, right? When we think about this. So, I do suppose that when you are having one of these animals, a wolf or something, attacking you, it's more in a defensive stance or in a very hungry situation where they are like, we have to because we don't have anything more to eat. Do you understand? Because they can go by the smell of things, they can understand if you are a person that eats meat or not. We are omnivores though, and they do eat omnivores because we kind of have the both of them. But animals and even ourselves, it's like something that you may not know, we tend to and we prefer meat that comes from animals that are herbivorous, because the meat is more juicy, more tender, more tasty. It's kind of funny when we think like that, right? I couldn't watch them for even a second longer. They were terrifyingly beautiful, enough to make me feel ill. This can't be real. Surely, if I just look away or close my eyes, they'll disappear. No, I'm not saying that you should just go into like a meat type of diet. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm just saying a situation that is a reality. It's just like what I'm saying is, I'm not, not telling anyone to just go eat meat. Honestly, no. So you don't get you don't get attacked, right? No, I'm just stating a situation here, which is kind of like, it's a natural thing, and it's kind of funny when we think about it.
But the speaker says that those that die get buried in Azros, with the elders that live there.
I don't know anything about that. But bodies definitely get dumped out here, and their spirits linger for some reason or another. I wasn't sure I should show you this. I wanted to show you beauty rather than scary things, but you deserved to know. If you want to stay here with me, then you would have found out eventually. It's better if you learn from me.
I held on to the back of Fawn's shirt tightly. There's nothing I could say.
Let's go back now, okay? Just don't come back here by yourself. I've never let myself be seen by them, and I wouldn't want you to find out what they'd do to you if they did.
I looked back at the hazy figures one more time. They floated back and forth silently. It couldn't be true. None of it's true. Surely they've come from somewhere else, but where? Where else is there? The speaker wouldn't lie to us. My mind flickered back to his icy eyes, the way he stared me down despite never speaking to me before.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those long demos without doubt. You can notice that the story is going in a very, very slow pace. I might actually not finish it today, yeah. I kept a hold of Fawn's shirt as we turned to leave. Something deep inside of me told me not to turn back, but I glanced over my shoulder. The figures had all stopped. They looked like they were staring right at me. Or was it right through me? My head whipped back around. I didn't turn back again. The journey back to Fawn's house was both chilling and uneventful. Even when I expected something to jump out and grab me before dragging me back into the pitch black darkness, nothing came. I held onto Fawn's shirt the whole time, but he didn't seem to mind so much for acting tough in front of him. My eyes darted around, desperate for something, anything, no matter where I looked. I could feel those ghostly figures watching me. It's only my imagination, right? It's just the forest. Once we got back to Fawn's tree house, I went up the ladder as fast as I could, and he quickly climbed up after me. All I wanted was the comfort of walls around me, even if they were in a tree. When I looked at him, his face seemed grim, his expression sullen.
I'm sorry. Would you have rather I didn't show you? I don't know if it was a mistake or not. They've always been there, but they've never left that area. It's like they're stuck there. I don't think they can follow us here, so we're safe. I wouldn't let you be hurt, you know.
I looked away. He looked away from me.
Don't worry, because I'll protect you.
He spat out that line before turning around and pretending to be busy. He whirled back around, his face bright red.
What's so funny? I'm being serious.
I couldn't help it. Rather, I didn't want to help it. It felt good to break the tension.
No. I believe you.
It doesn't sound like it.
Sometimes Fawn really does seem full of youthful energy. What a brave guy, so dependable. Actually, now that I think about it...
So, Fawn, I know you said you didn't know how long ago you came here, but do you know how old you are?
He stopped what he was doing to think for a moment. His face was still as red as a tomato, though.
I should have turned around 20 this year, I think.
Whoa, no way! I can't believe I'm younger than you.
This whole time I thought he was the same age as me. His small frame doesn't help that. Yeah, I remember that the book was saying that it was 20 years, Lucian. So maybe this... I was going to say white hair. Blue hair guy. Blue hair guy. Is Lucius.
Wait, how old are you?
It was my 18th birthday 2 days ago.
You got thrown out on your birthday?
He looked pretty upset.
Yeah, but like you said, there's always two sides to anything. I might have left my home, but I wouldn't have met you otherwise.
I smiled at him. I wasn't even really exaggerating, it's true. Bad things have happened, but Fawn's been the only reason I've survived out here. So I have to look on to the bright side. Honestly, it feels like we've known each other for much longer than we actually have. It feels natural to be this close to him. I wonder if it's because of his personality. It makes me want to trust him to get to know him.
I don't. I mean.
He covered his bright face up with his hand so I couldn't see him.
Sometimes you say the most romantic, corny things. It's embarrassing. How do you come up with these lines?
Romantic?
I thought the word over in my head. Romantic. Nope, I've definitely never heard it before.
What does that mean?
He uncovered his face and looked straight at me.
You know, like kind of lovey-dovey, mushy.
Lovey-dovey?
You know, love?
Hmm?
You can't be serious. It's what one person feels for another. And they get married, have kids, be in love, kiss. You know, it's that feeling you get in your chest when you look at someone you want to spend your life with.
I've never heard of it.
Maybe this is some kind of forest lingo. Should I try to fit in?
Haven't you seen people in your village in love? With children?
At home. Of course we have children. The speaker usually just pairs people together. We don't get to pick who we end up with. Most of the time it's people of similar positions or class. Then they have children.
Yeah, he's like in some kind of a cult. Probably.
But I've never heard of love or kissing or marriage.
You don't have love? Are you telling me it doesn't exist there? How can that be true? How could anyone survive without love?
Can you teach me what kissing is? Marriage, what does that mean? It doesn't sound important. Okay, so we want to pick one of these. Okay, can you teach me what kissing is?
What's kissing? Can you teach me?
What? No! That's way too embarrassing.
He wouldn't make eye contact with me. That made me all the more curious. I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Please? I've never heard of it before.
So our protagonist is really like the naive type. He doesn't know like nothing about other things.
It's like
He pursed his lips together.
when you put your lips on someone else's lips, and then like move them around a little bit. I've never kissed anyone before, so I'm not really sure either.
You put your lips together? Why would you want to do that?
Because it feels nice, I think.
Can we try it?
No!
Before I could ask any more questions, he leapt into the bed and buried his face in his pillow.
I'm suddenly really tired. Good night.
He seemed kind of embarrassed. Is love embarrassing? How come I've never heard of it? I lay down on my back next to Fawn, arms behind my head. More and more questions. When am I going to get some answers?
Hey, Fawn?
No response. Either he's too embarrassed or he's already asleep. I quietly stripped down to my underwear. I should think of a way to thank him properly. With my eyes closed, I went over everything that's happened in the last few days. This marking, that red-headed man, the speaker.
You look just like your father did.
Did he know my father? How? Why? No matter how much I thought about it, no answer came to me. Instead, I slowly drifted off to sleep to the sound of Fawn gently breathing. Oh my god, gently breathing.
Wake Up. Quickly. Spreading. Awaken. Wake. Up.
I blinked, opened my eyes, and turned my head to the side.
Oh, another strange dream.
Either they are getting less terrifying, or I'm slowly getting used to them. What a scary thought. If only I could understand what they were trying to tell me. Something's kind of uncomfortable. Oh, it's way too warm. I feel like I'm burning up. I tried to kick the sheets off my legs to find that Fawn had wrapped himself up in them, and I didn't have any. Why is it so hot then? He was still asleep, a small crease in his brow. I wonder what he's dreaming about. He must be tired after everything that happened yesterday. I reached out and brushed a few strands of hair off his face. They were stuck to his forehead, which was drenched in sweat. Yeah, this is another one. Yeah, I thought the same. I mean, when you reach puberty, your body starts feeling things, okay? And it's not because you were exposed to things. It's like your own body is an animal, instinctual thing. Your body starts reacting, you start waking up with a boner, and do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, you start observing that there are reactions in your body, and he's like acting in a very, very, very naive way for an 18 years old guy. Okay, so yeah, but this is like, it's as I said, you need to look at this. I already gave up. You need to look at fiction as fiction, okay? You cannot start to rationalize it like I do, because otherwise you're not going to immerse yourself. You're not going to enjoy it in any way. But I do that a lot. I also think about those things. Like when he was saying that, I was like, yeah. Oh, no, I never seen anyone kissing, but people in there have like kids. So they did other things, right? What are we talking about? I mean, they did other things, right? Yeah, but sure. I glanced around. Yeah, as I said, don't do it like me. Try to, when you reach these points, try to look at them and just, this is fiction. Okay, you start to like think, continue. This is just fiction. Let's imagine that this is a real thing. Whatever. I glanced around the room. There was some kind of faint glow shining through the floorboards. What? Surely it isn't morning already. When I looked towards the doorway, the sky was still dark.
What's that noise?
Something's not right. I quickly slid out from beside Fawn and walked up to the door. My chest felt tight and the air left my lungs.
No.
A wave of panic crept over me. The trees surrounding the house were engulfed in flames, and thick smoke billowed upwards towards the sky. The moon and stars were hidden. Actually, it wasn't just the surrounding trees that were alight. Flames leaked at the bottom of Fawn's wooden floorboards. It wouldn't be long until the whole thing was aflame. I grabbed my clothes as fast as I could. We have to get out of here quickly. Not just quickly, but now.
Fawn, get up, quick!
I shook him until his eyes opened.
There's a fire! We need to get out of here, now!
The heat was starting to make it difficult to breathe. If we wait much longer... I grabbed my things whilst Fawn scrambled out of bed.
No.
Fawn stood completely still, staring at the ground. He made no effort to quicken his pace.
Fawn, we have to go! Right now! Like now!
Listen, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't mean...
He was holding his head in his hands, staring at the ground. Even when I yelled at him to move, he stayed still. We have no time for this. I grabbed him by the hand and pulled him towards the doorway. He didn't resist, but he also didn't try to run with me, instead letting me drag him along. It feels like he's saying that it was his fault that the fire started, right? Yeah. So maybe he has like that kind of ability or something. Maybe he was like dreaming about something and he suddenly was able to release that thing. I don't know. The rope to get down was already alight, so that was off the table.
Fawn, I want you to jump after me. Can you do that?
I looked over at him. He gave me a slight nod, but he wouldn't meet my eyes. I jumped first, barely clearing through the flickering flames that were quickly covering the forest floor. Once I landed safely, I turned back towards Fawn, arms outstretched without a second thought. But he didn't move.
Fawn, do you trust me?
He blinked a couple of times. He didn't say anything, he just jumped. I caught him in my arms and quickly sat him down on the floor. We stood on the forest floor for a moment, still holding onto each other, and the reality of the situation started to sink in. I followed Fawn's gaze up towards his treehouse. Who could have done this? He looked lost. He didn't make a sound, nor did he cry as the flames began to engulf the entirety of his home. He just stared ahead, completely still. An unspoken sadness came from him, like his heart had broken into a million pieces.
Fawn, come on, please! We need to go! It isn't safe here!
There's 2 of them. Shouldn't it be only 1? I didn't hear anything about 2.
Is that a voice? My ears perked up at the sound of talking. Someone else is here. I couldn't work out which direction the voice was coming from through the crackling and popping of the flames. So it wasn't, because I was like, did he release some flames or something while he was asleep? But apparently no, because there are like guys in here trying to probably catch him. I tightened my grip on Fawn's arm. He's still just staring. The smoke was beginning to get thicker, and the longer we stood here, the harder it was to see. It's getting pretty difficult to breathe.
Where's our other guy?
I've lost visuals on him. Nothing good ever comes from working with the likes of him anyway.
There's more than one of them? This is bad. If I can get Fawn to move now, we'll either be cooked alive or found by whomever he's looking for us.
Fawn, listen to me. I think whoever caused this fire is still here. We really have to go, now.
I didn't.
I grabbed his shoulder and turned him to face me.
Please, Fawn.
Oh, okay.
I gave his arm a little pull, and this time he followed behind me easily, but his eyes were empty. He didn't say another word. The falling embers were lighting the grass around us on fire faster and faster. Every direction was getting completely engulfed. If we don't find a way quickly. Thank the gods it isn't windy out. We had only made it a short distance before Fawn came to an halt.
What's wrong?
There, to the left.
The left? My eyes followed his in the same direction. I could see 2 figures in the distance approaching Fawn's home. It doesn't look like they've seen us yet. It seems like they are looking around the burning shrubs, searching. They must be looking for us. Fawn's house looked ready to collapse, and the fire still burned as strong, if not stronger, than before. Yet they still search it. We need to be as far away from this as possible right now. Yeah, we have like a ton of wildfires in here, but yeah, you were looking at this and yeah. Yeah, we do. And let me tell you something. Despite what many of you might believe, oh, it's because of the sun and the heat and the pollution and no. They are set by mostly of them. It's crazy, like you have no idea. Most of them are set by people. And I have a hard time with this, which is like, at least in here, in my country, it's just, honestly, like, because they do it, they have like that pyromaniac kind of thing, and they do it. And the police just puts them like in jail for like 2 days, and they're like, oh, now you learn your lesson, now get out and everything is fine, you know, you learn your lesson. Next year, wildfires, it's so crazy, it's so crazy. Like, I wish they would stop with this and actually put these people for years in freaking jail, because sometimes it starts going beyond, really beyond, because it starts going into people's houses and all of it. Okay, oh yeah, we have a ton of people that set fire, a ton. And look, sometimes there are other things behind it, profits that you can get by burning the trees. Yes, yeah, you're not looking into that. Yeah, you have like profits for that. So you have a lot of criminal minds in there, like behind those wildfires that you've been watching on TV that usually happen in here in Europe. Because if you start thinking about it, there are countries in here that you've never heard of wildfires. Why is that? That is just in certain countries that they keep happening. Yeah, it's crazy. And especially like in here is like, I really wish they start voting into a law to really do something about these people, because it's always the same. It's like, oh, they put them in there, or they just pay like a fine and they are released. You know, it's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, it is. And we keep having that.
Shouldn't you two be running?
Who? Another voice different from the ones I heard earlier shot out between the sounds of crackling fire. Whilst Fawn and I were preoccupied with watching the other two, we didn't notice another coming from the right of the tree line. The third person came into view. He was close enough that if I took a few steps forward, I'll be able to touch him. Yeah, we have like firemen dying during those situations. No, we do, and people like getting their houses destroyed and all of it, we do, and they don't do nothing about it. And like, I don't know if it was like last year that they found out that one of the guys that were setting the fires were actually a fireman. Because they're like, how should I put it? Sometimes you have like other things behind this. Okay, in terms of profits. Yeah. Let's not continue with this. Let's continue with the story in here. The third person came into view. He was close enough that if I took a few steps forward, I'll be able to touch him. My first thought was to ask for help, but a tug on my hand stopped me in my tracks.
Wait. He's armed.
Ah, you noticed.
The man chuckled faintly. In his hand, what is that? It looked like some kind of a rope. That's the least of our worries by the look of it. In his other hand, he held a dagger. This is dangerous. I think we should...
You know, it was way too easy to follow you out here. You don't exactly try and cover up your tracks, do you? If I was in your shoes, that would be the first thing I'd do. Guess we can't all be as wise as me, though.
Follow. Fawn pulled at my hand again until I was standing directly behind him, placing himself between us.
When they told me I'd be tracking some guy out into the forest, I was a little worried. But you know what?
No, it's because you have like you have profit from if the trees are burnt, you won't be able to do much with it, but you can use it for shark oil. Yeah, so there's profit in there too. Okay, it's not also that, it's also, imagine we want to build something in there and it's not getting approved, so It's not getting approved because it's a national park or something. But if it's going to get burned and the trees are just going to die in there, then we can construct something in there. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you in terms of profit? It's like, and we as humans, we have like these freaking stupid minds. Like, we are so stupid in our ambitions and profits and all of it. Like, it's as I said the other time, which is like, there is nothing that you can do in terms of scenes, because if we don't have scenes, we are not human. But the thing is that we have scenes in an amount in an amount that it's stupid, you know, that it's that we shouldn't have, because we are not people that are able to see that we are doing things that are not even good for us as a society. Okay, we just look at ourselves, at our own belly button, you know, and it's like more like that. Yeah, but there's also there's like a ton of profits that you can do with that. I have like no idea. Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad.
The thrill of catching you here is worth it.
He took a step towards Fawn and I flinched, a cold shiver ran down my back, and I could feel myself covered in sweat. Have I heard that voice before? I searched desperately through the thick smoke. He was tall and slender, but most of his figure was obscured. Red hair? The only thing I could make out of his face was a sly grin. I could hear Fawn whispering to me, desperation in his voice.
Rain, we need to run the...
A loud creaking noise came from behind as the first part of Fawn's house began to crumble to the forest floor. The other two men were still at the base of the tree, but the debris just missed them. They continued their search, oblivious to what was happening over here. Fawn tightened his grip on my hand. I wouldn't be surprised if it bruised later.
Vaughn, I think that could be...
Rain. Rain. Wake up. Safety. Find him. Go. Far from here.
Where am I? I'm on the ground. Why? The fire. The man. That man. Fawn. Fawn?
Vaughn!
Rain.
When I sat up, the world around me spun. Fawn was sprawled out on the ground not far from me. I crawled over to him. He didn't look hurt, but he seemed pretty out of it.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I just... what? Where am I? What just happened?
He seemed a little confused, but I couldn't blame him. I'm confused too. I just hope he didn't hit his head. I clenched over his body. He has a few scrapes, but it doesn't look like he's bleeding. Whew. Slowly, I glanced back towards Fawn's house. Well, where it used to be, but now it's just a mountain of debris. What exactly just happened? It was falling, but then all I remember is a loud bang.
I think it exploded. Did you have something explosive in there?
Yeah, I had like a bomb in there. The ground and trees around us were lightly charred, but the worst of the flames had gone down. Only embers were left sizzling. Don't remember. On the ground. Sizzling, okay. My throat felt hoarse from the smoke. I wish we had something to drink. Everything that Fawn had is gone. Everything he owned, collected, loved.
I'm so sorry.
What am I meant to do now? This is all my fault. I'm being punished.
It's not. Those people.
What's left for me now?
His question hung in the air, lingering. I don't know what I can say to him. What can you say to someone that has lost everything? Nothing. There's nothing I can do to make this better. That makes it even more painful.
My friends. Where are they?
I'm sorry, Fawn. I wish I could do something.
Sitting here wasn't going to solve anything, though. I pushed myself onto my feet, swaying a little at first. The smoke definitely went to my head.
I'm going to see if anything survived the...
Do you think?
Fawn glanced up at me from where he was seated on the forest floor.
The other people? I don't know.
I'll come with you.
I held my hand out to Fawn and pulled him up beside me. This is just too awful. I looked sideways at Fawn, glad to have him by my side. I don't know exactly what we'll find over there, and I'm worried about those strange men. Are they still nearby, or... We walked back towards the smoldering pile of wood where Fawn's house once stood. I could see Fawn's treasures littered about on the ground, most of it burned to a crisp and barely recognizable. I crouched down to the floor and pushed through the ashes and rubble. I picked up a little wooden toy untouched by the fire somehow, an animal. A small, sad smile came to his face when I held it out to him.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I feel like if I wasn't here, none of this would have ever happened to you.
I can't handle this guilt. My chest feels heavy, like it's slowly consuming me. I'm the first person he's ever seen out here, and he showed me kindness when he didn't have to. Look what he got in return. His whole life is ruined in one night. Everything he's built up, everything he loves, all gone.
No, it's not your fault. I don't want you to blame yourself. This is because of me.
I don't know how much longer I can hold back my tears. We worked together to move some of the debris until we finally made out some scraps of fabric, all melted into the lifeless bodies underneath them. As disgusting as it was, I couldn't look away. They were people too, even if what happened to Fawn was probably their fault.
I guess they didn't survive.
The two men were half crushed underneath the rubble. They didn't stand a chance. I hope for their sake they died quickly when the tree collapsed rather than slowly in the flames. Fawn put his arm around my shoulder and turned me away from the gruesome scene.
Don't look anymore. It'll only make it worse.
You're right. Did you see the third one?
I'm not sure. Everything's so burnt.
He was standing so close to us, I could have almost touched him. He might have survived. If he's alive, is he still in the area, or did he flee after seeing what happened to his companions? I don't know. I scanned the area. Nothing. Wait. I caught a glimpse of red between the greenery. What is that?
Wait. Look over there.
I walked towards the vibrant color and pulled back the charred branches that stood in the way, my breath caught in my throat. Slumped up against the tree trunk was a man, long flowing red hair, eyebrows furrowed in pain. It wasn't the first time I'd seen him, either. A man that I bumped into only a few days ago. The one that told me about the speaker's archives. A man from Aurelia Cavella.
No way.
I heard a gasp from behind. Neither of us expected to find him so easily.
Shit.
Thousands of questions swirled around in my head, but now wasn't the time. He looked hurt. Slowly and quietly, I inched closer to him. From a distance, I can see he had some cuts and bruises, but they didn't look too bad. There were scars on his stomach and arms too, but they looked old. How did he get this? I kneel down beside him. Right now, whatever he did or said doesn't matter. He just needs help. I started at his legs and worked my way up. No injuries here. Stomach seems fine apart from a bruise or two. I looked back at his face. Eyes that were previously closed in pain now bore into me. He didn't look happy.
Ugh!
I'm too close. Barely a second went by before a blade was pressed against my throat. I froze. What do I do? He pushed the knife against my skin and I felt a warm, stinging sensation, followed by the feeling of something wet running down my throat. I swallowed, but my mouth felt completely dry. His eyes hadn't left mine this whole time. They were watching me, almost as if he was judging my every movement.
You're injured. Let me...
You think I need help from someone like you?
He smirked at me, though it was obvious he was still in pain.
I'd die before letting a pipsqueak like you...
Mid-sentence, he started coughing abruptly, a loud, throaty cough. Now's my chance.
Gotcha!
Before I could do anything, Fawn comes up beside me and knocked the blade right... I was going to say badge. The blade right out of the man's hand. My hand went instantly to my throat. I was met with a wet sensation, but the cut didn't feel very deep. The stinging was only mild. When the injured man started reaching for something else, I noticed red all over the hand he just coughed into. Wait, something else? The thing is, like, when he touches the other person, he might accidentally teleport. How do I say it? Like, bring it upon himself, right? The injury. I don't know. I quickly grabbed both of his arms. They both felt toned and strong. He was definitely fit and much stronger than me, but his injuries must have weakened him a little.
Fawn, see if he has any other weapons.
1, 2, 3. 6 other daggers and a whip. 6? Gosh.
You're well equipped.
Oh yeah, you can see, like in here. Yeah, he has at least 3 on one side.
Well, I was. Now I'm not equipped at all.
I let go of his arm. He was barely fighting against me now. I peered into his face again. A line of red trickled out from the corners of his mouth. Yeah, kind of like that.
Which parts hurt?
I'm not much of a doctor, but there must be something I can do.
Which parts hurt? God, where to start? My legs, my back, my stomach, my throat. But you know what hurts the most?
I looked at him eagerly, ready to try and help.
That I have to see your dumb fucking face this close up. Get away from me.
He smiled to himself. I guess he thinks that's really funny. How does anyone deal with people like this?
Excuse me. We're just trying to help you.
What's that? I'm sorry, I don't speak mouse.
Oh, sorry.
Don't say sorry. He's being rude to you. And you obviously need help, and we're going to give it to you, whether you like it or not.
I'd like to see you try.
How unappreciative can you get? Why is he so opposed to help that he obviously needs? The other day, what I did to Fawn, maybe I could try that again. I don't owe this asshole anything, but yeah, like, why would you do that to a person that is being just arrogant towards you? If I could take away just a little bit of his pain instead of it all. I don't know how to, but it couldn't hurt to try, right? It's just like being really naive as always, Rain. I mean, this guy the thing with this guy is it's not that he's just being rude. It's just that this guy might be dangerous to us, and he's like, it's fine, I'm just going to save him. Because when I save him, he might actually attack us, so it's fine. Fawn's already stripped him of his weapons, plus he's injured, so it shouldn't be too dangerous to touch him, right? Yeah, but he can still like strangle you or something. Last time, all I did was touch Fawn, and it happened. I reached my hand out towards him. His arms was covered in cuts and bruises.
Touch me, and see what happens to you.
Sounds like an empty threat to me. What are you gonna do?
He's struggling. He might struggle you to just keep his eyes on me. So I doubt he'll do anything now. I ignored his words and lightly touched my fingertips to his wrists. A flash of light, booming voices, not. His skin felt warm, but nothing happened. It worked last time.
What the hell are you?
Maybe it only works with Fawn because remember that we had like that voice saying to help him, and we still don't know if Fawn is not connected to that Lucius guy. He started to cough violently again, more blood trickling from the corner of his mouth. Any resistance he had before was gone. He didn't even shake my hand off of him.
Are you okay?
Get lost.
Just let us help you.
His eyes slowly narrowed before they fully closed.
Fawn? Why did he close his eyes? Is he okay? What do we do?
Fawn rushed over to my side, tossing the daggers and a whip to the ground. He fell at the man's throat. Carefully, all I could do was watch. I've never felt so useless.
He's alive. But he's obviously pretty badly injured. We need to get him somewhere we can check and clean his wounds.
In times like these, Fawn seems like a different person. Dependable, strong, and like me.
Why didn't it work?
Fawn looked at me for a moment, thinking.
I don't know. Maybe you just can't control it yet. Maybe it was a miracle.
Last time the voices told me to help you. This time they were silent. Anyway.
So you didn't believe it in visions and all of it, but now you're believing in the voices that you are hearing. Carefully, I lift the man onto my back. He's so much taller than me, so it's kind of awkward.
Fawn, can you gather his belongings? We can carry him over to the river and check him out.
Yes.
He scurried around, picking up the weapons that lay discarded on the forest floor.
All right, let's get out of here.
Fawn took one last moment to stare in the direction of his destroyed house. But only one, before turning away and following after me. Lodging this guy across the forest was no easy feat. Fawn ended up having to help me with his legs since they were dragging on the ground, and he was groaning and shifting around every time he got caught on a bush. How unappreciative. What a troublesome guy. Eventually, we reached the river. What should have been a 15-minute walk slowly became an hour-long struggle. I placed him down on the ground carefully with a sigh.
That took a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, he's way too tall.
The redhead was still out cold. This is our chance to check his wounds properly without him complaining. We looked over his exposed arms and stomach again, but there was nothing life-threatening. Fawn got to work with cleaning the dirt from those wounds whilst I checked elsewhere. His face, fine. He's actually got pretty nice features, but you can barely tell past his awful expression. Legs don't seem to have any problems. They feel quite muscular too. I felt them for a moment before moving on. I looked again at the small trickle of blood coming out of his mouth.
I guess I should check his mouth?
I glanced at Fawn for confirmation. He gave me a little nod. All right, here it goes. I touched a finger to his mouth. His lips were soft, softer than they ought to be for someone with such nasty language. I parted his lips with my fingers and opened his mouth. His eyes shot open. We instantly made eye contact.
You mind getting your fingers out of my mouth?
Oh, of course.
He's a dentist. He needs to watch your teeth. I took my finger out of his mouth and a disgusted look spread over his face. He spat and reached for his belt.
What did you do with my weapons?
Don't worry, we have them safe.
Oh, I'm not worried about them. You just know what they say. Don't let children near sharp objects and all. Especially if that pipsqueak over there has them.
It looks like his attitude wasn't injured. He sat up, but it looked like moving took a lot of effort. Right now, he doesn't seem too dangerous.
Listen, you need our help. You obviously can't leave by yourself, so just cut the attitude and let us help you. Why don't we introduce ourselves? My name's Raen, and the one with the light hair over there is Fawn.
And I'm the king of Aurelia Cavella.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you.
Fine. Leos. You should have just left me where you found me. Can't think of anything worse than being indebted to someone like you.
Stop being so unappreciative. We could still leave you here.
Fawn walked back over from the river. He gathered some water to clean Leo's wounds.
This might sting a little.
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. It serves him right.
I chuckled quietly. That's what you get for being nasty. While Fawn was busy, we had a moment of silence. Finally, a chance to ask some questions.
So, what exactly is going on? Did you burn Fawn's house down? Were you with the other two?
He watched me with narrowed eyes, probably deciding if he even wanted to bother answering my questions. Eventually, he just sighed. Sorry, I'm just thinking about maybe I should save the game. Yeah.
No point in keeping it secret now. If I go back, they'll just get rid of me anyway. I know they'll look for any excuse. Someone hired me to track you down, and paid well for it, too.
And the other two. The fire.
Yes, I was with the other two, but they were idiots anyway. I'm sure they're burning in hell by now. You can blame them for the fire. I wouldn't do something so showy.
Someone hired you to track me down? Why?
Because they wanted to be certain that you were that.
Now you're going to stay quiet?
Sorry, I was just admiring how dense you are. To kill you, obviously. I didn't know about the other kid, though.
He glanced at Fawn.
What? Why would anyone...
No clue. I just follow orders.
I felt sick. Who would do that to me?
But... in the town square.
Whoa! You're not a total airhead after all. I'm amazed. The only instructions I received were to follow you and direct you to the archives somehow. Not the kind of job I'm used to. Any sane person that wanted you dead would have had me assassinate you in your sleep, but money's money. Not my job to ask questions.
Yeah, as I said, like, this was something that was schemed from that moment, because I was like, yes, someone must have paid him to make this guy just go into the library, whatever, archives. And I was like, yeah, this guy was probably paid too.
I thought it would have been more work, but you took the bait easily. You should learn not to trust people.
But I I was thrown out because of that. Because of you!
Yeah, he doesn't care.
You were thrown out because you're so gullible. That has nothing to do with me. Maybe you shouldn't believe everything you're told, huh? Anyway, you can blame whoever employed me. I'm not taking the blame for that one.
Then, what do you know about my markings? You said you recognized them.
Absolutely nothing. I just repeated what I was told to say. How am I meant to see something your sleeve is covering? Idiot.
My face flared up. I really do feel like an idiot. Whomever hired him was the one who knew about my markings. Then I have two leads. Prince Caspian and Leo's employer, neither would be easy to find. Why would he think like that? I mean, it's just so obvious that the person that wanted him in there was like the speaker guy. It's not exactly like I can traipse back home to question them. And what about the prince? Is he even alive? I've never heard about him from anyone. Then why are you thinking about him being like one of the people that wanted you dead? Oh my god. Fawn watched me with worried eyes, but still went about cleaning Leo's cuts. Before I could ask anything else, he cut back into the conversation.
I've cleaned up your wounds as best I can, but
He glanced at Leo's mouth.
I think some of them may be beyond us. We need to get help from a healer or a doctor.
How? If either of us enter Aurelia Cavella, we'll be toast.
Well, if we go east, through the forest, we'll eventually get to Stagwitch. Sidcaeum is past that, but it's pretty far away.
Those names again. What's he talking about?
Fawn, I didn't want to say anything before, but maybe you're a little confused from being out here so long. Aurelia Cavella is the only place nearby. Well, the only place full stop. The rest of the world is just forest. You should know that.
You keep saying things like that. Is that really what they told you?
Yeah, we kind of have like this misconception of like we think that what we know is what it is, and we are not able to embrace things that sometimes may be outside of our box, our bubble. Do you understand? Like, no, we all kind of act like that. We do. We have a tendency for that, to only believe in what we see and what we are told and the world as we perceive it, you know? So, yeah. He had a sad look in his eyes.
I'm not sure what they taught you in your hometown, but there's an entire world out here. Cities, villages, nations, people. I've never even heard of Aurelia Cavella.
What do you mean? You've never been there?
I don't think so. It's kind of strange. I remember following the river at one point, but there was a dense fog, and I'd find myself back at my house. I'm starting to believe there's not a village there at all.
Remember that there was like this movie? I think the name of the movie was like The Village, right? It was kind of like this. There was like this fog around it too, and people in there also thought that they were just like isolated from the world. I think it was the name of the movie. I think it was The Village, wasn't it? I don't remember the name, the title.
Of course there is.
You keep some, interesting company. A crazy, delusional wild forest boy, some kind of cross between a mouse and a fairy.
I'm not crazy. I can't believe that a place with those kinds of teachings could possibly exist.
My book does say something about Sid I can never say this right. Cahem? But I don't know. Something strange is going on.
You two might not believe me yet, but like you said, you can't return home, and you need help. You'll just have to trust me this time. I can show you to the edge of the forest, and the two of you can go down and find help. And then I'll try to rebuild, I guess.
When he puts it like that, there's really not a lot of options. We can go back, and staying here isn't really an option either. If we just play along, he'll eventually work out that no matter how far we walk, we are not going to get anywhere. I guess being as far away from here as possible would probably be in our favor too.
Okay. I trust you, Fawn. We'll go with you.
He beamed at me. Seems that was the correct answer.
I don't get a say in this?
Nope.
So, we follow the crazy man out into the middle of the forest. Sounds like an amazing plan. And one that definitely won't end in murder.
That's funny, coming from you.
Really though, Leo's look kind of delicate up close. A painted expression, dark eyelashes, a slim face.
Hey, up close you aren't so bad looking.
That shut him up.
Actually, I wanted to ask. What exactly does that make you then? Why do they hire you?
An assassin, a mercenary, now whatever I'm paid enough to be.
He looked away. Seems like he doesn't want to talk about it. I pushed on anyway.
An assassin? They actually exist? Why?
To get rid of unwanted people. Why else? And right now, you're looking very unwanted.
You know, bodies are being dumped out here. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it was me. I bumped all of those piles of people in there.
Just full of questions, aren't you?
I guess that's the end of his leniency. He answered a lot of my questions though, which is surprising.
I'm finished with your wounds now. Try not to get any more dirt in them.
And here I was, thinking of smearing mud through my cuts. Thank you for your wisdom, O gracious one. How will I ever be able to repay you?
Oh dear. Fawn looked away, embarrassed. I'm not great at dealing with people like him, but Fawn's definitely worse. I glared at him, but the cocky grin didn't leave his face.
They won't stop with just sending me. When I don't return, I'll just send someone else.
Then we need to get out of here before anyone else comes. Will you be able to walk? Do you want us to carry you again?
I'm fine on my own.
He tried to stand, but his legs were still unsteady. Finally, with only a little of our unwanted help, he stood up.
If you need to lean on my shoulder while you walk, you can. I don't mind.
I'm not sure I can bend down that far.
Fine. Don't complain when you end up needing my help.
What a nestle. Next to him, Fawn looked like a saint.
It's a bit of a walk to the forest's edge. We should leave now, before it gets too dark.
Fawn motioned in the direction that I presumed was the way we needed to go. For now, we'll follow him. Even if he might be slightly delusional, it's better than staying here. Especially now that we know that others could come after me.
Yeah. I think that's for the best.
Okay then.
Fawn looked at Leo's with a concerned expression on his face. It was obvious just from the way he was standing that he was already struggling. I wonder, will he really be okay with the long walk? I want to help him, but he won't have a bar of it. He's way too stubborn. If I even try to reach out and steady him, he flings abuse at me. Whatever then, let him struggle. If he really needs help, I want him to ask for it.
Hurry up then. Lead the way, Forest Fairy.
Forest Fairy?
Yeah, you kind of look like one.
You prefer mouse, pipsqueak, runt? Glad that's settled then. Get a move on, unless you want to be caught here. It'd be a laugh watching you two defend yourselves, though. Maybe we should stick around after all.
Poor Fawn, he really can catch a break. I looked over at him apologetically. Why is Leo's attitude so bad? I'm not holding my breath, but it will be nice if he could be even a little bit friendly. We're doing all of these for him anyway. The least he could do is show some gratitude.
We don't have any supplies now, either.
I didn't think about that. What do we do about food?
We'll have to find water along the way, too. I'm sure we'll stumble across some fresh water, so if we can scavenge berries or something, we should be okay.
What about shelter?
I'm not sure.
I mean, if the wolf appears again, we just leave this new guy in there for the wolf to entertain itself. Okay. Like that. So mean.
Hopefully, we can find somewhere under cover.
Less talking, more moving.
Yes, yes, Your Highness.
The last few hours have been extremely slow. We've walked a little more, then walked a little further. Fawn walked slightly ahead, scouting out our path and guiding us. All Leo's and I could do was follow along behind him. The setting sun cast our surroundings in orange and red. For some reason, this time of day seemed the most sad. When I looked around, it didn't look any different to where we were an hour ago, or 2 hours ago, or 3. But obviously Fawn knew where he was going, or where he thought he was going anyway. He tried not to slow it. But Leo's must have been in a lot of pain. He didn't fall behind, but he was struggling. If I tried to help him, he'll brush me off and insult me again. After all of this walking, even I felt exhausted, so I almost didn't even want to think about how Leo's was feeling.
Fawn, I think Leos and I are getting a bit tired. Maybe we should start looking for somewhere to stay for the night.
He stopped in his tracks and turned to face us. Here I was, huffing and puffing, and he hadn't even broken a sweat. He's really something else.
You might be right. It'll start getting dark soon. I'll see if I can find some place to rest. Wait here for a second.
Before I could blink, he was already halfway up a tree. He climbed it like it was natural.
What is he? Is some kind of monkey?
I thought you were going with mouse.
Do you really trust him?
I looked over at Leo's, puzzled. This is the first time we've really been left alone together. It's pretty awkward being alone with someone that tried to kill you.
Why wouldn't I?
He lives out here? In the forest? By himself? He's obviously got a few screws loose as well.
Tarzan!
He hasn't given me any reason to not trust him. He might have some crazy ideas, but he's the only reason I've survived this long. And he's not as weak as you think he is either. So yeah, I do trust him. He's more trustworthy than some assassin who goes around burning down houses, huh?
Ouch. You wound me. But that really wasn't...
Guys, I can see some kind of lake to the south of us.
Oh, great. Fawn popped his head out of the tree and waved it to us.
All right. That sounds like where we'll be spending the night. Can you lead us there?
Of course.
His expression was bright and warm. Seeing him smile like that makes me happy for some reason. He dropped down from the tree gracefully like a cat.
Follow me.
Like we have a choice. Ugh. Ow.
I elbowed him lightly in the ribs. Hope it hurts. Oh, this might be a weird topic, but I'm kind of interested in what Leo's thinks. Maybe he'll know something about what Fawn said last night.
Hey, Fawn. Tell Leos about that kissing thing. And the marriage and love.
Really? Right now?
He flared up again.
Fawn told me that when you want to be with someone forever, you fall in love, get married, and kiss. Have you ever heard of that?
What are you on about?
And when you kiss, you make babies. Is that how they do it at home?
No, no, no. You don't have babies after you kiss.
Oh, then how do you have babies?
That's obvious. The speaker has something to do with it, of course.
No, seriously? You don't know?
Ah,
I don't. They don't tell us anything about babies until after we're matched up.
okay, and the people that is matched up never talks about it either. To absolutely anyone. I don't know. Kind of strange, right?
When two people are in love, they, show it physically.
What the fuck is he talking about? Love?
I have no clue. He told me it's something you feel when you look at someone, but all I feel when I look at you is indifference.
I'm flattered. All I feel when I look at you is a desire to trip you over.
That's not very nice.
How can you not know about something like love?
Yeah, and then it's the most confusing way is that this guy has been in the forest for forever. And he's talking about something the other guys don't know nothing about. I mean, I would suppose the naive one would be the guy that was all of his life, that grew up all of his life in the freaking forest. What the F is going on in here? Honestly, I don't know where he got that knowledge. I don't know. I am like you. I have no idea. Oh my
I
god.
mean, even if you don't know about it, surely it's something you could still feel. You don't have to understand love to feel it. In fact, I think most people don't really understand love. But to not even know of the notion?
Sounds like something a crazy, tree-dwelling lunatic would come up with.
Are you sure it's real? It sounds amazing. You know, to be honest, of course we know that this one is going to give a point to Leo's, this one is going to give a point to Fan. But in reality, I think he would be more like, are you sure it's real? I think he would be more skeptical about it. But I mean, for the sake of the gameplay, let's do fun. Sounds amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Does it?
It is. Well, at least I think it is. Before I lived here, everyone around me loved each other. My family loved each other. My parents.
Okay, so he didn't live it in there his whole life. Since when is he in there? Did he told us? Oh my god, I don't remember. I think he said that he was since he was young, right? That he got there. So how does he have like this type of knowledge? I don't know.
My parents loved each other as well. It's normal to grow up surrounded by love.
His parents. Didn't he mention not knowing them? Yeah, that's what I was like thinking, dude. And everyone in here was thinking the same. He turned his face away from us. Maybe it'll be best to leave the subject alone for now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could. Where is it? I have no idea though. It's not the log. Oh, is it in here? It is. Yeah, Fons lived alone in the forest for most of his life. And I'm the first person he's ever met out here. Okay, so, but he never told us when he got here. He just told us that it was for most of his life. And he's 20. Kind of wonder.
Ah, is this the lake?
We came out in a small clearing. Weeds and flowers grew by the edge of the lake, and frogs croaked loudly. The water was mostly still, apart from a small trickle.
Do you think the water's fresh enough for us to drink?
Who knows what kind of filth grows in a place like this?
Well, some of the water is running, so it should be safe enough to drink.
Really?
Maybe. I'd be a bit more worried if the water was completely still, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
He didn't look entirely convinced. Not many other options around for water, though.
We were lucky to find some so quickly. I wish we could take some with us, though. We still have a long walk ahead of us.
I'll appoint myself as supervisor then. Get on with it.
He plunked himself down on the grass, typical.
I'll see if I can find anything useful.
Fawn immediately went to work searching through the surrounding bushes.
Hey, Leos. Surely you have something useful in that pack of yours.
Something very useful. Come take a look.
He leaned over and looked into his bag.
More knives? Really?
He grinned, smug asshole.
Forget it. You're totally useless.
What's not useful about a few extra blades, huh?
Everything when we're trying to survive out here.
Yeah, like a knife is a pretty good thing for you to have. You can do a lot of things that you cannot do without a knife in a situation like this. It is true, though. It is.
I can think of plenty of ways that a dagger could help you to survive.
But it is true, though. It is.
What?
And I'm not even just talking about killing animals. I'm talking about like certain things that sometimes you need a knife, to open things. Even like, to open some nuts, like there's a ton of things that you can do with a knife.
You're too innocent.
How irritating. Why are we bothering to help him again? I don't know, dudes. You were the one that wanted. Looking pretty satisfied with himself, he watched while Fawn and I searched around the area. So he has more daggers after all. I guess stripping him of his weapons was kind of a waste of time. It makes me feel a little bit uneasy. I don't trust him with them, not even slightly. It'll be hard to take them too. Will he try to attack us during the night? Who knows? I wouldn't put it past him. But maybe he feels like he owes us and won't try to hurt us. Maybe. It's a really big maybe. By the way he carries himself, I can assume he knows how to use them well. I don't want to wind up on the receiving end again. When I put my hand to my throat, I could still feel the cut from earlier. It still stung, but at least it was only light. That confrontation could have ended up a lot worse. I dug around the bushes a little and checked around the perimeter. There wasn't much around: sticks, rocks, the occasional mushroom. I found my way back over to Fawn.
Found anything?
No. I think we're too far from anywhere to find anything here.
I guess we can't take any with us then. Still, at least we can drink now. Leos, if you want a drink, you're gonna have to come get it yourself.
Aren't you supposed to be taking care of me? I mean, you want me to walk all the way over there? By myself? You two sure are useful.
He dragged himself up from the grass, biting his lip the whole time. Despite, well, his whole personality, I do feel a little sorry for him. I wish there was something I could do to help.
I'll keep an eye out for more water along the way.
Okay, thanks, Fawn.
I sat down next to the water and looked at my face. In the near still water, my reflection stared straight back at me. Ugh, I look bad. I'm filthy, covered in injuries, and I have huge bags under my eyes already. A lot's happened the last few days, but it's no excuse to look this bad.
Are you okay? Aren't you thirsty?
No, I'm definitely thirsty. A lot's happened lately. I guess I was just trying to process some of it.
No point dwelling on it. Just accept it and move on. You're not the only one that's lost something.
I glanced over my shoulder. Both of them were behind me, watching. Leos crossed his arms over his chest, a strange look on his face. I guess both of them have lost important things, too.
Yeah, I know.
I dipped my hands into the ice-cold water. It felt fresh and cool against my sweaty skin. I quickly washed my face and had a drink. Just doing that made me feel a lot better. I should probably check my wounds while I'm at it.
Let me help.
Fawn sat down in front of me, cross-legged. He unwound the cloth that was wrapped around my arm and inspected the wound.
It already looks a lot better. I'll just clean it up a little, then wrap it again.
He raised my chin with his fingertips and took a quick look at my throat. Looks like it was only a scratch after all.
Leos, I can check yours too, if you'd like.
Without complaint, he sat down opposite me. With a straight look on his face, he let Fawn check and clean his wounds again. The whole time, he stared at me silently.
So, what happened to your arm? That's not an injury from today.
I looked over at Fawn the exact same moment he looked at me. What should I say? Why would he care? He shook his head at me. Maybe he thought it was best not to tell him about what happened.
I got scratched by a tree when I was walking around at night.
He didn't look convinced. Well, I don't have to convince him.
I know you said you didn't know anything about my markings, but have a look again. You might remember something.
I rolled up my other sleeve and showed him the black engravings running up my arm.
When you told me to go to the archives, I found a book with the same markings in it, but I have no clue what it says.
For once, Leo's face was serious as he listened to me closely.
The only thing that stood out to me was the name Caspian. I think he could have been the last of the royal family. Maybe he'd be able to read these markings.
Caspian? The last king wasn't Caspian. He never became the king.
What?
Caspian never ascended to the throne.
Still, you know about him? I've never heard a thing about him.
Well, how old are you?
I just came of age, 18.
Well, that'd be why. He wasn't around much then, if at all. He disappeared when you were just a baby. I was, only a kid at the time, too, so I don't know too much about him. All I know is that him and his entire family were all met with untimely deaths.
They died? Did he die too?
Who knows? They didn't find his body. But no one's seen him since either.
My heart dropped. Caspian, he's my only hope.
You don't know that, though. I survived out here. Maybe he's hiding somewhere.
No way. No one could survive out here for that long.
He looked Fawn up and down.
No one normal, anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same like a long time ago. I think it's like some of the voice actors are from the same ones that you had in the Heart Cage one, remember? I think our protagonist is Inox, And I think Leo's is what was his name? Luke. It might be Luke. Now, Fawn, I don't think Fawn entered on that one. Yeah, but I was listening, and I was like, I think they put it they used the same voice actors in here. I mean, I don't know which one came first. Okay, but it's normal that you have like same voice actors in several visual novels. You know, it's totally normal. I mean, they do a good work. So yeah. There is one that I really like, and I hardly see him, and I think it's because he's in the US right now, but he's British, so he has like that British accent. But I love to hear him, and I rarely see him doing the visual novels. He's rarely invited, which is like a pity for me. I love the British accent. I'm just used to it.
Well, anyway, no one knows. And a little stranger, no one talks about it.
I never search about them. Like, forget it. No, I don't. I try to not even like see their faces. Never. I do that because so I really like to follow the seiyus from the voice actors from Japan. And what started happening was that I follow them so much, and I love them. Like I love them tons, a lot of them, because I can understand and all of it. And the issue that I have nowadays, especially with new games otome games that come out, is that I cannot dissociate. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So from now on, like, for instance, nowadays we are starting to see some new voice actors in the Japanese cast too, and I completely stopped watching things from the voice actors, and I'm like, I don't even want to see anything more, because I cannot immerse myself when I keep just thinking about them. Like, I know them as voice actors, I know how they sound, I know, like, I recognize them immediately. Like, they just say a word and I'm like, oh, it's this guy. Like, I just know it's like that. And I keep seeing, like, are you following me? It's like I keep seeing their face when I'm playing a character, so it's like I don't want that anymore. So especially with the Western visual novels, I totally decided that I don't want to see any English voice actor. I just don't want, because I'm going to see that face. Do you understand? Like I'm doing right now, associating this character with another character that this person voice acted. Like, you start associating with characters and faces and how that person is, and you start associating, and I don't want that anymore. Like, this was something that I totally decided I don't want that anymore. So yeah, I stopped with that. Sorry, let's continue. In fact, we are just going to be here like probably like 10 minutes, not even that, and I'm going to stop in here. I'm going to continue. This one still has a lot more. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to occupy the whole stream for tomorrow too, because I know this one is a bit long. Yeah, it goes a bit long because it's slow. You've already noticed the pacing. And I'm not going to cut it short. And why is that? Because it's slow paced. We still haven't met the other love interest, so I don't want to cut it. Do you understand? I'm not going to cut it. We are still going to meet the other guy, so tomorrow we'll continue, right? But let's just go a little bit more.
I mean, you didn't even know he existed, right? Not that I care. It doesn't make any difference to me. Not anymore.
Anymore? Still, that's a good point. I knew that at one point we had a monarchy, a king, and a royal family. But I've never heard the details. I didn't even know when it was dismantled. Weird.
So, you're shirted.
Are you talking to me?
Who else would I be talking to? Yes, you.
My shirt. I found it.
Oh, it kind of looks like his shirt. Look.
I lost one, very similar to that, not long ago.
Yeah.
I found it on the riverbank near where my house used to be.
How did you lose yours, Leos?
I was washing it in the river.
And he lost it. Okay.
Seriously?
Oh. It's starting to get pretty dark.
Today felt like a long day.
We've been talking for so long, I didn't even notice it was getting darker and darker.
We should probably get some rest.
The further we go, the colder it's going to get. It'd probably be best if we stayed near each other tonight.
He blushed again. It's kind of cute.
You two can huddle together all you want. I'll be fine by myself.
After brushing his clothes off, he quickly left to sleep somewhere out of sight. I'm really not surprised that he didn't agree, but that was still a little rude.
I'll find somewhere comfortable.
Fawn went in the opposite direction. I should go check on Leo's. I'll sleep near Fawn tonight. Should we go a bit to Leo's too? Because I've been going to Fawn all the time. Can we save when it's like these moments? Yeah, you can, right? Okay, let's just save. And let's check on Leo's. I'm still a little worried about Leo's going off by himself with his injuries. If anything happened to him, we wouldn't find out until tomorrow morning. Plus, I almost don't want to admit it, but I'm scared. He still has those weapons on him, so I want to keep an eye on him. Or he could sneak off in the middle of the night and tell everyone where we are. Fawn should be okay, right? After glancing back towards Fawn, I followed in the direction that Leo's had gone only a moment before. It took a minute to find my way over to him. He was perched by the edge of the lake upon a large rock. I tried to sneak up on him, but his eyes quickly found mine before I got too close.
And here I was, thinking I could get an evening of peace and quiet.
Oh. Sorry, I can go back if you want.
Sit down. You wouldn't want to wake up your little friend, would you?
I sat down on the other side of the rock, leaving some distance between us.
Of course not.
And then silence. Awkward. Gods, this is awkward. Please just fall asleep quickly. I didn't think it this far though. What am I meant to say?
So, why did you come over here by yourself?
The constant thing of like, let me tell you something. You Americans have a lot of this, like, oh, it's silent. It's awkward. We cannot stand it to be like this. We need to talk. I don't know how to put it. You have this. We don't. We are fine. Like, let me tell you, you go to a lot of places, like any country in Europe, and you'll probably find out that we are fine with it. We are fine with these, what you so-called awkward moments. We are fine with it. We don't have like that thing of like being there, like thinking, oh, now we are not talking. Now there's no sound. Now it's awkward. We don't have that. We are fine with it. We are fine with these like silent moments. We are fine with it. But like, I notice a lot that you do not feel comfortable about it. You just don't. He watched me for a moment before turning his attention back to the water.
What? You want me to be all cuddly with you in your forest, pal? I'm good, thanks. Does it really even matter?
I guess not. But We're all stuck out here in the same situation. Nowhere to go, no one else to rely on. We might as well try and get along, right?
Did you hit your head earlier, or are you actually that much of an idiot?
What? Ugh!
He pushed me down hard, and my back hit the rock with a thud.
Ouch!
In an instant, he was above me, peering down into my face. The way he was looking at me, I felt like I shouldn't move an inch. No, I couldn't. It was like he'd frozen me with just a glance. I was completely cornered.
I'm sorry, but maybe you've forgotten the reason that I'm out here. The reason I'm stuck with the two of you fucking idiots in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm sure you thought you'd come keep an eye on me, just in case I did something in the middle of the night, right? Are you too dumb to realize that it just puts you in more danger? Do you really think that you being here makes me less dangerous? The prey serves itself up on a silver platter.
He realizes down to the pouch secured to his leg. We both knew what he had in there, the daggers that Fawn and I stupidly hadn't taken from him. He removed one from his pouch and held it above my face. He raised a brow at my silence.
Oh, so now you choose to shut up.
You won't do it.
Excuse me? What makes you think you're so special? What makes you think you're so much better than the rest of the people I've killed?
There was a dangerous look in his eyes, a coldness, but also a fierceness, passion, longing, but for what?
You won't do it.
I didn't break eye contact. I tried with all my might to hide the nervousness I felt. I thought about this a little bit before, but up close he looked different. Softer, more delicate, everything apart from his eyes.
And why not? It wouldn't be difficult. One smooth cut through your windpipe and you wouldn't even be able to scream. Oh, how I'd enjoy listening to you gasp and cough as the blood flows from your throat. Oh, the thought gives me great pleasure. The pipsqueak wouldn't even know what happened until he finds you face down in the lake tomorrow.
Be my guest. Go on. Do it.
With a tilt of my head, I smiled up at him.
You would have already done it if you were going to. I'm not scared of you.
Truthfully, he terrifies me. He doesn't need to know that, though.
Whatever.
His body disappeared from above me as he moved away. When I turned my head to check on him, I saw him laying on the rock not far from me, staring up at the sky. Instead of moving, I stayed where I've been pushed down. For a time, the only sound was the gentle trickling of water. The adrenaline was already beginning to wear off with everything that's happened. I couldn't help but be tired. I let out a big yawn and stretched out my arms. Wherever we are headed, I hope we can get there without any more problems.
Go to sleep, Raen.
His voice startled me, suddenly calling my name like that. I thought he was already asleep, but apparently not. He was still staring up at the star-filled sky, unmoved.
Can I ask you a question?
I can't stop you, even if I wanted to.
Do you hate me?
Hate you? Why?
What am I even saying? My impression of Leo's, honestly, he seems pretty shitty, but surely there's something more to him beyond that.
You'd have to hate someone to kill them, right?
Not really, he's like a contracted assassin, so...
No. You don't have to hate someone to kill them. You can kill without feeling anything for the other person. You can kill people that are important to you, too.
Why would anyone do that?
Who knows? Good night.
Good night.
I closed my heavy eyelids, and surprisingly, it didn't take long for me to drift off. So, we are starting.
Truth. Find it. Judgment. From the gods.
Okay, we are starting a new day. I am going to save the game in here. And tomorrow we are going to continue from here forward, okay? Because right now we are going to stop in here and I'll continue tomorrow, okay? So that's it. What am I thinking about it? I'm not actually liking it as much as I would love to be honest, because of all of those little things that we've been stumble upon the way, in terms of like some ideas within the script and all of it. And I still feel like it's very slow paced too, which is another thing. But I want to continue, I want to continue. I'm like, we still need to meet the other person. So I'm like, yeah, we'll continue, that's not because of it. And despite me being a person, I am the type of person that I appreciate when the stories go a little bit more on a fast pace than actually this. I prefer those types of scripts. But what I've been noticing is that people nowadays, more and more, they prefer the slow pacing, the slow building, the slice of life, because each day more and more we keep having more slice of life things. I'm not so much into that. I prefer when we have a certain rhythm into things, and more action, more rhythm in there. But since I am not the only one in here, I am doing this with you, I am like, yeah, let's continue, why not? You might be appreciating it, so let's just continue. Yeah, we still have another boy to meet, so yeah, that's it. And tomorrow I'll give you my final decision in terms of that. Okay, we need to continue a little bit more. So thank you very much for being in here, and tomorrow we'll continue this one. I'm going to leave the link in the description as usual, and thank you very much for being in here. Thank you.